In this video, I will try to explain the subtle difficulties in the defensive handler exercise. Straight away, you have to start in a dark enclosed space. Then the two decoys will come out with clatter sticks. The dog and handler must remain inside while the decoy go around it. This can be difficult for some dogs because the sound of the clatter stick is usually associated with decoy engagement. And because the dog is inside the blind, he doesn't know what's happening. Finally, the decoy asks the handler to step out. Some of the dogs may not make it this far as they would abandon their handler and engage with the decoy as soon as they hear the clatter stick. The next part of the scenario will involve picking up fruit and pushing a cart. The decoy then asks the handler to pick up that piece of fruit. Walking away from the decoy is a common defensive handler scenario. This is to test if the dog has the presence of mind to stay with the handler. But the challenge here is the decoy shutting the cover, making it look like the aggression is already happening. Then the other decoy behind the handler put his hands up to see if he can trick the dog into an early engagement. And as you can see, the decoy snaps the cover shut again. In that scenario alone, there were already 3 opportunities for the dog to make a mistake. In this scenario, it looks like they're just pushing a cart, but the decoy is actually trying to get the dog to go into an escort. If the dog fell for it, he would have been able to steal the dog away from the handler and it would have been the end of the exercise. This is a difficult routine that was used at the 2023 World Championships. This time, the decoy will ask the handler to go up a ladder. Because the ladder can only fit one person, the dog would most likely be left on the ground, giving the other decoy an opportunity to steal the dog. Watch the moment the decoy in orange tries to steal the dog. This defensive handler scenario has a lot of subtle difficulties that are not very obvious. They now move on to the final scenario and the most difficult part of the exercise. Here, the handler is asked to sit on a bench, bite on an apple, and pretend to fall asleep. The apple in the mouth can prevent some handlers from making sounds that would cue the dog into knowing that the hit is about to come. Having the handler assume a specific position with head and hands on the table also prevents any secret gestures that may cue the dog. To be successful in this particular scenario, the dog must fully understand the basic concepts of the exercise. At this point, the handler is completely motionless and it's up to the dog to watch out for the aggression. To add to the difficulty, it is only at this point where the correct decoy initiates the handshake. There will also be a leaf blower at the exact moment of the aggression. The dog has identified the aggression and has engaged with the decoy. The handler will now out the dog and the dog will guard the decoy for 5 seconds. Then the handler will recall the dog and the exercise will be finished. Subscribe for more Mondioring content.